Whoa, why are you so big?
That's what she said.
Why can it never be a he? Or that's just might be me. I'm sorry.
From now on, all instances of that's what she said are being replaced with that's what Eddie said.
Oh, here we go again. I would not be the Jonathan Holmes of the show.
Welcome to pre-roll, Eddie. You're in it now.
Right.
Starting the recording.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of World 1-1 Podcast. I am your host, as always, Larry the Bearded Wonder. With me, it is my pleasure to reintroduce again Eddie, the Nestle Chocolate Wonder Ball, Magic Head V.
I love me some Mountain Dew Cold Red. Yes.
Ugh, yeah, gross. And
Hershey.
our newest member of the family. He's lovable. He's adorable. He's still fuzzy, even in HD. It's Corey Hudson-Deering.
Hey guys, Ed, are you made of Nestle Crunch Bar? Because that's my favorite.
I'm actually made out of the white chocolate version. I just have
but if you break his head open, there's a little toy inside.
I'm gonna hit you.
For children.
As long as there's no peanut butter in there.
Oh yes, no,
Ugh. Yeah. Peanut butter's so
the
gross.
Wonder Balls are just like chocolate shell that's all hollow with a toy inside.
I had the one of our team members.
Hold on, you're telling me there is a chocolate candy with the toy inside?
Yes.
Yeah. It's called Nestle Wonder Ball. That's where the joke came from.
Even though, so I transitioned.
It was a little chocolate ball that was hollowed out, and there was a little toy inside.
Yeah.
Except they stopped putting the toy inside because it was a choking hazard.
Because they will only sell it. I think they will only sell it during Easter at some places.
Oh man, that's weird.
You know what's really good though? The whack apart chocolate oranges.
I've never heard of those.
Oh, those are good. Those always come out at Christmas time. Those make me happy.
Really? I've never seen them.
Yeah, it's kind of like orangish flavored chocolate, and it comes wrapped in foil. And you take it and you whack it on the counter, and then you unwrap it, and it like falls apart into like 8 slices.
I've never seen that.
They're awesome.
You'll have to, when the time comes, you have to take a picture and send it to me.
I will. Or you could just join us for our annual, Christmas celebration.
I can't take no time off the holidays. I'm like literally locked out in October.
That's what happens, Ed, when you work at one of the biggest retailers in America.
Yeah. But I know it's gonna be funny because during October, my store manager sees my vacation time, and she kicks me off for almost 2 weeks, saying like paid vacation. So I'm just like, okay. She's like, yeah, you gotta use your vacation time up before this day. So, because once it gets to a certain point in October, it's all like because we're in holiday. So, yeah, I'll be shipping people's orders off during that time.
So before we go any further, I am pleased to announce this week's episode brought to you by Jack Link's Extra Tender Beef Jerky. It's like me with the ladies, extra tender.
When did that come out?
Why do I feel like you just went to the store and got that before the show just so you could say that?
He's seen it.
At first, I thought you were going to say that we were sponsored by buttery, salty butter that's not on popcorn but should go on popcorn.
You're going to sit some Jack Link's extra
This week's episode, Sponsored by buttery, salty popcorn that's not on popcorn, but should be on popcorn.
Some ghetto hot mess. Is that like the black folks with Kool-Aid in the sugar bag?
No, Larry, you know what this episode is sponsored by? Jack Link's Tender Jerky with a cover system.
That's right. When Sasquatch is after you and your jerky, what do? You get to cover.
Larry, what have you been playing? We're going to keep it moving. We're not having that moment.
How's come I feel like it's just like a train wreck happened and it's just keeps going.
Well,
I don't remember the show ever being off the rails so much.
Well,
it kind of was, but it wasn't.
Well, we are a professional.
It's just a little different when you're now part of the train wreck.
We are professionals of train wrecks.
Train wreck of professionalism.
Yep. So, but Larry, what have you? You know, I had to find those and taste it right.
They're fantastic. They started selling them at Walmart now too.
I wonder when they came out. I had to check the
couple months ago.
That's weird. I'll probably have to check my grocery store by my job to see what if they have them. But yeah, Larry, what you been playing?
Well, after about 2.5, 3 weeks of not getting to play a goddamn thing, except for like YouTube and Netflix. So, I actually got to play a little bit of a few things this weekend. Not much, but I at least got my toes back in the water again. I finally got to fucking put my copy of Splatoon 2 into my Switch. Holy shit. Took long enough.
Yay.
It's literally just been sitting in the case for a week.
Wow.
I took the shrink wrap off the case, and that's as far as it got for a week. It was fucking horrible. But I got to play about a half hour or so of it, enough to get in like 3 matches and get my ass kicked by everybody else that's been playing since day one. I'm really itching to finally just get to the point where I can go play fucking Salmon Run, because Salmon Run is really what's got my
attention, my
excitement up. Yeah. I tried to play a little bit of Bulb Boy on Switch as well, which I wanted to. I just wasn't in the right headspace to do it. I downloaded and I played a little bit of Overcooked on Switch as well. It's not so much for me as it is for my wife. She really wants to play it. So, but I did mess around with it a little bit just to check it out. It's interesting.
I've been wondering about Overcooked. It looks fun, but it looks kind of fast. But I'm just like, is this like Cooking Mama? But like,
it reminds me more of Dangerous Space Time. In the fact that it's very multiplayer centric. Playing it by yourself is doable, but it is not a pleasant experience.
Okay, so it's meant to be played with multiple people, like up to 4 players. Okay.
Yep. So yeah, there's that. What else did I mess around with this week? I feel like there was something else that I just don't remember. That might have been it. But I did drag the Switch and the GameCube both up to the bedroom since I'm going to be laid up in bed for like a week. Because by the time you all hear this, I will probably be done with... No, this will be going up before I go in the morning. So, yeah, I'm going in for some minor back surgery tomorrow morning. They're going to stick needles into my spine, heat them up, and start burning off nerves in my spine. So if that doesn't sound like a good time, I don't know what does.
Basically, Larry's
like a good time eating more Jack Link's extra tender beef jerky.
Oh, gosh.
Smack.
Basically, Larry's becoming an android tomorrow.
That's right. Tomorrow I go in and they replace my entire spine with an adamantium rod.
Are you going to be in the cover system?
That's right.
Okay. Nice.
It's going to be attached to my brain, so I just have to think about it, and suddenly there's a cover, like a piece of cover that comes out of my spine and surrounds me to protect me.
All right, Epic Games. What about you, Corey? What have you been playing? I can't with you, Larry.
We're muting Larry. Just kidding. I've actually played a lot of games this week, which is a very uncharacteristic for me lately because of everything that's going on with us. But I played about 5 hours of Horizon Zero Dawn on Wednesday. I played about 3 hours of ARMS yesterday, which, let me tell you, I know a lot of people make fun of ARMS, but that game is freaking amazing.
I fucking love ARMS.
I'm not talking about the people here. I'm talking about, like, the people that you cannot see on the video right now.
Now, are you playing motion control?
No.
No?
No, I play with Pro Controller.
Really?
And man, ARMS is good. I have a new main. Well, not a new main, but I have a main in ARMS now. It's Ribbon Girl with depends on who you're fighting, but I got one. I usually go with one of those slappers because they can slap down the arms without you having to block. And then I switched up between the Power Punch, which is just like the main glove that it's like the normal glove, and then I got this one called like the Popper, which is like you punch, but then 3 little tentacles come out of the glove and kind of prevent one, kind of like ties up the one arm and knocks the other people over. And then I just unlocked Twister arm, which is kind of like, I don't know, it kind of makes the other character spin out if you hit them in the right place. So ARMS is really good, man. ARMS, I would not sleep on ARMS. If you have a Switch and are looking for something good to play, I would totally take that Street Fighter 2 you bought in May and trade it in towards ARMS.
Amen.
Which is funny because Street Fighter 2 did do well on Switch,
I know.
so we're getting more Capcom games. So
I know, but
good.
it's that, like, man, I told you on POW Block, my brother-in-law bought a Switch because he wanted to play Street Fighter 2 and Bomberman. He had no interest in, like, Zelda, or I think he got Mario Kart, and I think he ended up getting Zelda, but, like, he bought the Switch for games that he played on Super Nintendo, which were Street Fighter and Bomberman. And that kind of threw me. And I was like, I wonder how many people are out there. And I bet at least half the people that bought Street Fighter did that. So,
you know what? I mean, I can't knock him for it, you know.
Don't get me wrong, Street Fighter 2 is a good game.
Who's to say there's a wrong reason to buy a Switch?
Yeah, well, there is no wrong reason to buy a Switch as long as you got one. You got a high five from me. I'm going to sell 5 myself right now.
That's right. All right, internet high five, make it happen.
Woo! Ed just looks so confused every time. Something. He's just
Ed looks like he's on drugs and he's just grabbing at shit that only he can.
No, see, okay, so this is. Before I get to how good Splatoon is, I think, like, Larry, you and I come from, like, a conversational style background, and then, like, all the other shows are more conversational. Like, NGR Radio is definitely a conversational show where, like, we just don't care talking about it as long as somebody's talking. And Ed, like, you listen to Optional Opinion, and you listen to how this show is supposed to be. Ed is so meticulous with his show notes. He has everything planned out, written out, probably time-coded to be like, okay, this segment needs to be about this long.
Actually, no.
This segment needs to be about this long.
It's not.
And, like, we just totally just throw him for a loop. And every time we throw him, he just gets this look on his face like...
We are just the bane of Ed's existence.
No, I enjoy it. I enjoy it because it's... Optional Opinion is formatted for me to be able to podcast for whatever time limit, and to deliver when I have a topic and I have a theme, I have to be able to have notes to talk about that theme because that's what the episode is. If I just want to talk about random stuff, then yeah, I could do random stuff. That's fine. That's when I start sounding like a crazy person because it's one man podcasting on just random stuff. But.
So, speaking of podcasting, I just want to say big shout out and a huge thank you to both of you for carrying the load last week while I was down and out. For anyone that kind of wondered where the fuck I disappeared to, it had been a very, very, very long week. My wife had ended up in the ER for some anxiety-related issues that had sent her packing from work via ambulance off to the hospital. She's okay, thankfully. I've been in some extremely high pain, for those that are not aware, hence the joke about my spine getting replaced. I do have some back problems that cause some significant pain, and I've been just down and out. I was gone all last week, and this past week hasn't been much better, but hence why I'm going in for surgery. But in any case, I just wanted to say a huge, big fucking thank you to both of you for carrying the load for me last week. It was an interesting experience to kind of just sit back and listen to the show to edit it that I had not been a part of. Because I normally, when I edit the show, I'm like, okay, I know everything that happened. I just need to type up a scripter and then, cut out from here to here, throw in some music and post. Done. And I didn't have the experience to rely on, so I'm kind of doing it wholly third party going, fuck. I have to listen to this whole thing to figure out what the hell happened while I was gone. I feel like the teacher that stepped out of the room for 20 minutes.
Wow.
We'd also like to welcome Corey formally to being a part of the new intro music's cut out. Because I'm sorry, it made me laugh way too hard when I heard it not to use that shit forever now.
Oh. Well, Corey, did you play anything else?
But thank you both.
Oh, you're welcome.
And thank you to Jack Link's extra tender beef jerky.
I'm going to pimp slap you when I see you.
You know I'm going to do this every fucking chance I get today.
I can't wait till I calm down, because I'm going to steal all that jerky. I'm going to eat it first, and then give you some, and then smack you, and then eat some more jerky, and then give you some. Which means I still got to go to our gas station and get our jerky there, because
the Tillamook, yeah.
Yes, I can't leave Indy without having some. The pepper jack and I wonder if they got some new flavors.
No, it's always the same thing.
It's just the same thing. Okay. Oh, but go ahead, Corey. I'm sorry.
Oh man. Oh yeah, Splatoon. I played a lot of Splatoon 2 today, actually. Both that Larry was last week, because I wasn't on NGR last week. Matt hosted, and let me tell you, I had to listen to a 2-hour and 20-minute show today just to be able to say, okay. And we actually have some structure now to NGR where we talk 2 topics and then we have Let's Play 20 questions, which are a game to pitch to you guys to either make as a breakout section on the YouTube page or something, but we'll talk about it after the show.
No, let's pitch that shit right now. I want to know.
Okay, so, we do 20 questions on NGR Radio, but I was thinking maybe we could do some sort of game like Back of the Box Trivia or this or that or something like that.
Oh, you know what? We're going to fucking start that shit today.
We can't do it today. We'll do it next week.
Oh, yeah, we can. Watch me.
We'll do it next week.
Stay right here.
We'll do it next week. Larry, you are on camera. This is unprofessional.
Gosh. Unprofessional. But, I was in the same boat I'm always in the same boat doing, NGP. Moose, if you're listening, you better send me the show notes this week with some timestamps, because I'm going to slap you around. But editing a show without being on it is a lot bigger task than editing a show when you are on it, especially when you don't have the show notes in front of you from that team. And it's just okay, here we go. Got 4.5 hours to kill. Better start now. But anyway, Splatoon 2 is really good. And let me tell you what, I think I'm enjoying Splatoon 2 more than I did Splatoon 1, which is a lot, because I enjoyed Splatoon 1 a lot. But I kind of fell off when it was probably because Destiny expansion came out. But Splatoon 2, man, is really, 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 really good. And I just read a story, which I'm sure we'll talk about on Pal Block this week, where Splatoon 2's attach rate is already higher than Mario Kart and Zelda's in Japan. So
yeah.
It's Splatoon's so good. I fact that the clothes you like when you unlock clothes that they unlock different perks, and like they did some of that in Splatoon 1, but now you can go in and re-roll your perks and actually like build out a loadout that you want, and you can choose different loadouts and everything. Splatoon 2 is really good, man.
That's good. Anything
So,
else?
I think there's something I played something else, but I don't remember. If I think of it, I'll...
Probably Fire Emblem.
Oh yeah,
Good
that's
news.
exactly what I played. Fire Emblem. Thank you, Ed. Because
Ooh.
I'm prepping for this new 2DS, and I'm
Okay.
Yes.
dude, that thing is so just like it's so pretty, and I just want to touch it. I just want to
Oh,
just want to
feels
like
so good.
I just want to rub up on it like.
It, I could say with the 2DS XL, like sales of it has kind of been slow, but a lot of people, a lot of my friends on Twitter have picked it up and just like, oh, this system is really nice. So
I mean, it's readily available. It was readily available on Amazon, and it's still there. And it's just like, you know what? It's if support the 3DS or whatever they're gonna call it now, if they want to support that system, like I might as well get a system that's gonna last longer. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
I already have a new 3DS, but it's 2 years old at this point, and like I don't need the 3D, and I want longer battery life, and we're taking like. Just I need to have some longevity, and like when I'm charging my Switch, I'm going to be playing my 3DS. So
yeah, I know there's been good sides of Hey Pikmin. A lot of people have been coming in and buying the game, but people don't want the Amiibo Pikmin. So I'm definitely picking up that Amiibo Pikmin Friday. I definitely want to get that, and then I'll be picking up the game because the Pikmin they're cute. I love them.
the Pikmin.
Anything else, Corey, that you've been playing? Or
Not really.
okay, so I've been playing. I played a little bit of Titanfall 2. Still good, just still such a great game. I know an update came on it. I think it's like Fortnite or something like that. It's kind of like their horde mode. And I do want to jump in and actually play that with Jesse Douglas. We're gonna try again to try to set up and play that. I played the Wolf Among Us. Did all 5 episodes. Did it in one sitting. That series is phenomenal. Great writing. I still hate the reticle stuff where you got to move the reticle and press the L2 or R2 or the top buttons. Because this one I played on PS4. But the story was really good. And it's kind of longer than the Batman Telltale Adventure one. But I definitely enjoyed this. And I kind of love Bipsy. I kind of want him in a jockstrap. You know, I was kind of feeling for him. I was just like, I want a sexy car animated fan drawing of you, like literally. Yes, people, I do not care. You can think of me, whatever. But that's what I want from him. But I really liked it. It was really good. I'm looking forward to season 2 when it comes out. And I think just like I did with the Batman one, the Batman I kind of got it on sale, but the 3rd episode was already out. So I'm kind of waiting for all 5 episodes to drop, and then I'll pick it up and play it. Because I kind of want to just play it in one sitting. So I'm looking definitely forward to that. Played a little bit more of Rise of the Tomb Raider for PS4. I'm still getting some little bit stuff. Popped in Uncharted 4 and was playing it. Which everybody coming up on Let's Pod and Play, that's going to be one of the games that we are playing. So do check out that episode. I think I'm ready to jump back into Horizon. I only got to do the last mission and beat the game. But Uncharted 4, after playing Rise of the Tomb Raider, Rise is just still better. And I'm trying to actually put it on easy for this one, for Uncharted 4. I beat it on normal already, and because I'm trying to get the collectibles, the stuff that I missed. So I'm just trying to do all of that. Other than that, Dragon Quest 8 on 3DS. like grinding for that, and wondering.
You've been grinding in a Dragon Quest game. Is it fair to say that it has been I don't know, dragging on?
Not really. I'm going to smack you. Yes, it has been dragging on. So it's been taking my time up for playing Metroid 2, Return of Samus.
Ethan, how much time do you need? It's a 3-hour game. Max.
I don't wait for you. I'm still trying to
For
find
anybody.
my way. Give me no heathen. It's not Esther from what's the show? Sanford's son. Yo, heathen. But yeah, I've been playing that. Grinding because I'm like halfway through the game. Because they announced that Dragon Quest XI is coming to the West next year. So I've been debating should I get it for PS4 and 3DS, and some people that I talked to are getting it for both systems. So I might end up having to go that way, unless the Switch version gets announced. If the Switch version gets announced, then I'm getting it for Switch and 3DS.
Well, the Switch version's been announced. They just said it's coming out later.
Later, okay.
Yeah.
And I need to return to not Dragon Quest. I need to return to Final Fantasy 12, and I need to return to Persona 5. I need to get those games done. And Dying Light, I installed it for PlayStation 4, watched the 15-minute intro, and then cut it off because they wouldn't let me play the game. And I'm just like, when I'm going to play this, and it was just a long cutscene, and I'm like, okay. Played a little bit more stories, the Tale of Past or Past of Tales or whatever that game is. Still collecting some stuff and unlocking the endings and everything. So been working on that. And played Borderlands 2. Just having some fun in there, getting through that game. So kind of played a lot of PlayStation 4 games. And a little bit of Xbox One. I will be hooking up my Wii U and getting through some of those games too, like Tokyo Mirage Session and Paper Color Splash, Paper Mario. I really want to finish that game before I start doing what Corey got to do and getting ready for the Game of the Year nominee games before, because to me, pretty much Breath of the Wild is already Game of the Year for me.
I think so far, obviously right now.
The Wild's about to be dethroned on September 15th. What?
Wait, what's coming out on September 15th?
Right
there.
I thought that was the 29th.
It's the 20.
September 15th.
No, that's not right.
Right.
You sure?
Yeah? Question mark?
That was the 29th. Because I know...
he's right.
You ever doubt me when it comes to anything on this subject, ever?
Yes.
I doubt everyone on everything all the time until I double check it.
This is the one subject that you can just automatically assume I am correct on everything.
You're wrong, because I always fight you. Well, sometimes I fight you on Metroid.
You can fight me. It doesn't mean you're going to win.
That's what I'm trying to say. I do fight you on it sometimes. I need to be like, yeah, he was right. I'll take my losses.
What? Oh, welcome to the video version, boys and girls. This is why you should be on YouTube with us. What up?
Yeah. Oh, goodness. I'm not. Well, yeah, I'll be getting that game. Are you because
WWE on this bitch? What?
But are you getting both versions, Larry? The Europe version and the US, or you just waiting for the Europe version?
Oh, honey, please, you better believe I got both coming. Because you know that the 3DS is fucking region locked. Thanks, by the way. Fuck you. So yeah, I have my US Special Edition reserved.
Uh-huh.
That the GameStop pre-orders are getting a nice, nifty little Samus keychain. But the US version, like
we're getting a keychain for pre-order?
Yeah.
Yes.
GameStop. It's really cool. It's a pretty little pixel art Samus and everything. It's nice. But in any case,
it can go with my Cave Story and Tetris and Puyo Puyo keychains that I've gotten.
Let me tell them, talking Tetris Puyo Puyo keychains are awesome.
Yes, there is.
Awesome.
Like, I really wish, like, I'm not knocking Nicholas, because holy shit, they've been like all over it with physical releases on Switch. But man, I wished that the Cave Story keychains were on par with the Tetris and Puyo Puyo keychains. Because you remember those when we went out and we picked that up.
Yeah.
You know, nice little metal ones. Like, I was expecting just the little flimsy rubber ones. And that's kind of what you got with the Cave Story ones. The Cave Story one was bigger by a lot.
Which Cave Story one did you get? Isn't there like 6 different ones or something?
3 of them.
3.
Yep. So my GameStop was kind enough to actually stay open past 9 o'clock the night before so that they could close down the registers and reopen doing business officially on the next day so that they could start selling Cave Story and a couple of other odds and ends. So I went in the night before to come pick it up and cracked it open, and it was not the keychain that I was hoping for. I ended up with Curly. And I was like, wait a minute. Don't you guys always open a copy to put on the shelf anyways? They're like, yeah. So, see which one you got. They opened it up, and they got the one that I wanted, and they were very, very nice since I was the only one there that night to pick up Cave Story anyways, and they traded me for the one that I wanted, and so I got Quote.
That was not the new version. It was the other game that they got like 2 covers to it.
Binding of Isaac.
Binding of Isaac. That didn't come
I
with
still
anything.
want the Rage Isaac cover because fuck, it's awesome.
That's the new one,
the
right?
blue one?
Yeah. That blue one is fucking sweet. Like, I want that as a full-size poster to frame and hang.
You know
that
what?
Artwork is gorgeous, dude.
I realized that they changed like the side of it. Like, if you look at the side of them, I was just like, oh, I'm like, that never came to mind. That to make sure that which version that they're the same game, but you know if you're getting the latest version or you're getting like the first edition.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even think about that till I looked at it. I'm like, oh wow, this is kind of cool. I actually, like
Sad Isaac artwork is a more rare, a little more valuable, sought after, but just from a pure visual standpoint, I love the angelic Rage Isaac artwork so much better, dude. It is gorgeous.
I kind of wish that games for
this
Switch,
is the point when you're video editing, Corey, that you need to like flash up an image of that so that people can see what the fuck we're talking about.
I kind of hope that Switch games have like hand drawn box art. I kind of miss that. And I mean, they could have like the Lego Dimension one, or not Lego Dimension, like the Lego one. They could have that, but I kind of miss like the 2D, like hand drawn box art. You know, not the yeah, even like the Mega Man kind of box art, like that bad kind of drawing.
Bring back bad box art.
Yeah, I would literally love that because a lot of the box art.
All right, we're gonna start this. We're gonna try it, everyone. We're gonna go trending on Twitter. Everyone start using hashtag bad box art.
But if they do box art, they gotta bring the instruction manual back. I think a lot of people appreciate.
Nicholas is all over that. Binding of Isaac and Cave Story, phenomenal.
Like
phenomenal instruction manuals. Binding of Isaac was very Legend of Zelda inspired for their manual, and then you had Cave Story, which was very Metroid inspired, for its manual, and those are both very fitting compared to the games themselves, which was awesome.
I kind of want to see the Rhyme box art. I haven't seen. I know they got a physical one, but I haven't seen the physical copy yet of Rhyme.
I think
it's not out
the
yet.
one they've been showing is just like the blue with the white tower.
Yeah.
There is a limited edition that's $55 though.
Oh, screw that.
And it comes with
What's that shit come with?
hold
'Cause I
on.
know the regular edition's supposed to come with a fucking soundtrack.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me
What does this limited edition shit come with? Because I don't remember seeing this now. But I'm all excited for it now.
It showed up on obviously Spain's Amazon. They always mess stuff up. Where is it?
Oh, speaking of things to pre-order, while Corey's looking that up.
It's a CD, a map. It's like a big box similar to what Puyo Puyo Tetris came in.
Okay.
And it looks like it's coming with an art book and the CD, and it's a steel case for PS4 and Xbox One. If you get those ones, they are offering as a Switch version too, but the Switch version is $55, and the PS4 Xbox One versions are $49.99.
Speaking of special editions for pre-order, shameless plug for our friend of the show, Tom Happ. The Axiom Verge Multiverse editions have gone up for pre-order on Amazon now as well. For all platforms. So if you have not done that yet, get on top of that shit. Last I saw, they're listing an October release, which is a little bit later than we were thinking initially.
I thought it was in August.
See, that's what I had heard initially too, and it might be a little bit different from the other versions, but I pre-ordered mine on Switch, and so they're listing currently an October release for that one.
Yeah, I think it comes out the same week as Battle Chasers for Switch.
Okay.
So I think it's like the 23rd or something.
But shout out to Tom there, pimp your shit, and we'd love to have you back on again if you want to put up with our bull crap.
Yeah, and I want to. Oh, there's two shows I missed because I wanted to talk to Tom Happ and I wanted to talk to the Yacht Club guys.
Yacht Club, I love those guys.
Yacht Club was so much fun. Those dudes were a bloody well trip.
Yeah. I was kind of listening to some extra material when we had the Zelda and Castlevania 2 discussion. I was listening to that, cracking up.
Yep.
But yeah, I kind of miss like box art and instruction manuals. Like, you wouldn't think how important they were, but people who like are collectors, they kept the box pristine and like that instruction manual with that box.
Tell me about it, yo. Eddie, you know.
Yeah.
Boxes, bitches. What boxes?
I just found all my N64 cardboard boxes.
Oh, nice. You lucky son of a bitch.
I have all the cardboard boxes and all the instruction manuals to every game. Except for... What was the one game? Oh, I have the instruction manual and box for Smash, but I can't find my cart. And I have the Perfect Dark cart, but I can't find the box and instruction manual. But other than that, I have everything else.
Well,
it made me really happy the other day. And I even had that big stupid Star Fox box with the Rumble Pack. Remember that box? That box,
yes.
Just to put the Rumble Pack in it, was like 4 times the size of a normal N64 box. I was like, why is this box so big? And you would shake it, and you could hear the Rumble Pack inside. There's something in here.
Oh, the bigger box was for fucking Pokemon Stadium, dude, because it had the transfer pack in it.
Right. Yeah, that box was huge, too. I don't have Pokemon Stadium, though.
So, well, I want to say here's a great place to take a break because I actually have a couple of topics that I want to get a little bit deeper on, but I want to give everybody a favor to, before we dive into some of this shit. So I'm going to say break. I'll be back in a couple minutes.
Sorry, that was my break music.
Welcome back from our break, everybody. That wonderful break sponsored and brought to you by Jack Link's Extra Tender Beef Jerky.
God.
The only thing more tender than me with a woman. So, got a couple topics I have every intention of blindsiding Corey and Eddie with because I have not told them what I wanted to dig into today. But I've kind of been rolling it around in my head wanting to dig into the couple of subjects here. I know you two actually talked a little bit about one of these on Palblock, hashtag Nintendo Palblock. Check that shit out, yo. But in any case, but the first one I wanted to get into though was has Steam grown too good for its own? Has Steam grown too big for its own good? Side note: as much as I love Sterling, does he need a new fucking racket? Anybody that listens knows that I'm a big fan of Sterling. I like his sense of humor. He cracks me up. But in watching a lot of his recent stuff, and it's been going on for a long while, but it just feels like recently, especially, he's been dragging on more and more and more about it, letting a lot of other topics kind of fall by the wayside that I wish that he would dig into. Does Sterling need a new thing to bitch about? Or, and again, has Steam gotten too big for its own fucking britches? Steam's had, notably, a lot of fucking problems with quality control. And, like I said, as much as I'm almost a little tired of hearing Jim bitch about it, but he's not wrong. There's so much bullshit that Valve just lets go without checking, or without even yanking once it's been called on its bullshit.
Well, let me go first on this one. The Alex Moore thing, like how she was able to get Stargazer down. I'm just like, you're not even the creator of this game, so how were you able to have Steam take it down? And she did that with the Ransom City Heroes or something.
What was it? River City Ransom.
Yeah. Like, how was you able to take it down when someone else's contracted you, not the people who made it? Like, how were you able to get all of this stuff down? And this even includes YouTube, that you don't have no rights to this intellectual property. So how are you able to get it down? Like, Steam took it down, it was just like, we'll let you guys figure it out before we put it back up. You can't take nobody else's word without just checking it. And even with Steam's forums and stuff, like, they've been letting a lot of stuff go ahead, and it's just like, we'll take it down, but we're not touching none of this. And to me, that's a problem. If Steam is going to allow all of this stuff happen, why even buy games on their platform? Why? Because it's cheaper and it's easier to play? No, just go ahead and get a console and buy the game. Like, if I got to have this kind of headache with Steam, I don't want nothing to do with the platform. If you're not going to check with the people who actually made this, like, you're our platform putting out digital games. Do you guys even play the games for you to see who created and who has the rights to this? Like, do you have your whole research? Because if someone is just able to call up Steam and be like, I need you to take this game down because of this, and they just take it down, like...
Well, and not just that, too, but the way that a lot of the people that, put games up on Steam fucking conduct their business. Not to ape Sterling's bit here, but he makes an extremely valid point. There is so much bullshit that, the people that make these games, and I use the term making a game very loosely in some of their cases here, but, the way that they act, like fucking children rather than, anybody reputable, and that they are allowed to go on and harass, and just generally disrupt the lives of people that have paid fucking money for, your game. At this point, you've put something out into the public space. I'm sorry, you don't get a say on anybody's fucking opinion on it after that.
And this is speaking more about indie games than it is like the AAA games that's on Steam. Because my thing is, if I was going to do PC gaming, I might as well just do it on Windows 10. Because if I got to go through this nonsense with Steam, I don't want to do it. That's why if I do any indie games, it's going to be on a Nintendo platform. It's going to be on Xbox. It's going to be on PlayStation 4, 3DS. If I had a Vita, I would do that. Like, it's going to be on the major 3 corporations who are into the video game business. I'm not about to deal with Steam because I don't see like no one in the AAA space doing a DMCA for and not speaking like something like AM2R, not doing like that, but a game that, let's say, comes out from Square Enix, and then someone who probably programmed it, like did some numbers, they told Steam that they were the owner of it and took it down, and so they got to deal with that with Square Enix. Nothing like that has happened yet. But it's just like with this indie space, it's just like if I was a developer, I would not want my game to go on Steam. I'd rather go through Nintendo, Sony, or Microsoft to get my game up, or go through Microsoft. And if the process is easy with Windows 10, do it like that. And if Microsoft does the same thing that Steam does, then why do PC gaming in the first place? Like, I'm kind of cool with Windows 10 if I had to do PC gaming. If they don't do the same cuckoo craziness that Steam does, I might as well just play PC games on Windows 10. I wouldn't care what anybody said.
So, yeah, Corey, thoughts?
I mean, I think Steam is just an overcrowded mess. I don't play PC games. I have 2 games on my computer right now, and one of them's Roller Coaster Tycoon, and the other one is like, I don't even know what it is at this point. But like, I don't play games on Steam. I would rather play a console experience. And like, don't get me wrong, PlayStation and Xbox are starting to get this way too, but at a much slower pace than, Steam is. But like, it's like a race to the bottom. Like, there's no discoverability. There's no way to, like, if you put a game up there, it's like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, you go on there, and there's like the list of the games that everybody's playing right now, and then they took away Steam Greenlight, so that's a one issue that they solved. But there's so many other issues with Steam. But like, I don't think they're ever going to fix it because they make too much money off of that, plus like making Dota hats, like, or skins or whatever you play in Dota. I don't know anything about Dota, so Dota players don't come after me. I'm sorry. I think Steam is a hot mess that somehow jumbles together enough user interface to make money, and that's about it. If I was an indie game developer, I'd be scared to throw my stuff up on Steam, except for the simple fact that it costs little to no money to put your game on Steam. Right. And that's the thing. They make all their money by sales off of those games, not by putting your game up on Steam. And like, it's the same way that the App Store on iPhone and iPad work, right? Is like, you pay $100 to Apple to have your licensing fee for your game, and then you can throw it up there, and then they sale. And that's the way it works. And Microsoft and Sony have a better plan of curating the content, but it's not that much better. Like, there's no way to discover things. Like, searching for a game on the PlayStation Network is a mess. And I know, Moose and Jason talked about this on Nerds Gone Platinum last week, and it's like, it's such a mess searching for games, and like searching for bigger games. Like, Moose was searching for Marvel Heroes Omega, and he typed in Marvel, couldn't find it, typed in Marvel Heroes, couldn't find it, and then he had to go through like the free-to-play section to find Marvel Heroes Omega because he searched for it and couldn't find it. And that's also a problem.
And that's kind of how Phantom Dust was when it came out on Xbox One. Like, everybody was like, you had to type a certain thing to even find it. Like, people was on Twitter just like, okay, it's
and that's
released.
A first-party title that
Exactly.
They're supposedly backing. Like, that's an issue.
Right.
Discoverability is an issue.
I think Valve definitely lost its way. They're not the same that they used to be. I think they kind of.
Oh God, no! When 10 of your most prominent people leave in the last like 6 or 7 years, like, it's just like, come on! Like, the last writer from the Portal team just left, right? Like a month ago. So like, Valve is a totally different company than it was even 5 years ago. They're not developing games except for, Dota patches. They're making money off of Dota skins. They're making money off of Dota tournaments. They're making money off the Invitational. They're making money off of, all the games they sell through Steam on PC gaming, the third of money to the point where they don't have to make anything. Like they're making money off of Counter-Strike skins, and that's why you see companies like EA and Blizzard pulling their games off of Steam, because they want to be able to control their message. They want to, Blizzard and EA, more Blizzard than EA, but they want to control the message similar to what Nintendo does, right? They want to control their ecosystem. They want to control the products they're putting out. They want to control discoverability, and that's why Overwatch is huge. That's why Diablo 3, after 5 years of being out, is still one of the most popular PC games. That's why, StarCraft is still being played. That's why they're talking about remastering Warcraft 3 and the original StarCraft is coming out, and Diablo 2. They're talking about remastering these games, and that works really Blizzard because they're able to control the message, and they're able to put a product out there that people care about instead of just putting everything out willy-nilly. Like in October, Destiny 2 is going to be the first non-Blizzard game using the Blizzard service, and I would say that's dangerous, except for the simple fact that Blizzard is owned by Activision, and I think Activision and maybe even Bungie to an extent. Like Bungie wants to control their message, and since they're using the same company in Activision, they're able to control the message better for the PC crowd by going through Blizzard instead of Steam. Plus, it's better financially for Activision, right? They don't have to pay the 30% to Steam. But that's another thing.
Well, if AAA will pull all their stuff off of Steam, Valve will be in trouble. Valve would not.
Yeah, but you know how many AAA companies there are publishing AAA games that it's a convenience thing that a lot of people don't have. Like EA is the biggest publisher out of the big three, right now, outside of Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft. So they're able to use Origin as a platform.
Yeah,
but Ubisoft has
as well.
Ubisoft has their own platform, but let's be honest, who uses Uplay?
Yeah.
Right.
So
I think I threw up in my mouth a little bit.
But Ubisoft makes a lot of money with their console games. Games that we don't think that should be selling well actually do sell well, and that's a report. So if Ubisoft will pull their stuff, would that hurt Steam? If Rockstar didn't put Grand Theft Auto 5 on Steam and 2K just released it, if everybody had their own digital distribution and not go through Steam, and Steam was left with the indie games that they have now, dude, the humble bundles would not be able to exist, because you'll probably get 75% garbage. And if all those indie games are on consoles and they play better and don't have to deal with them, don't have to deal with PC. If a lot of indie games came to Switch now that you could take on the go, Valve would be in trouble. That stuff will force Valve to start making games.
There's also there's very few games that come out super popular from Steam that really make it big. I think in recent memory, I think Stardew Valley and PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds are the two big games that found their way through the garbage of Steam and have made it to the top, right? It's very hard for a game to stand out on Steam, even if it's good, and that's the problem that Valve has that they are not really seeking to fix. Now, they tried the user reviews, but if something goes wrong with the game or something, how the internet is, they're gonna, even if it's just a minor thing, they're gonna give the game a negative review, and that lowers the discoverability. And GTA 5 had an almost perfect rating on Steam for since it came out until they took away the ability to mod the game. Mm-hmm. It went from a 97% on Steam down into the 30s because people wanted to mod the game and they couldn't. Right. You see that happen, if a really good indie game, that community of 100,000 people that have purchased it and are playing it, and like they mess up one thing and 15% of those people go in and leave negative reviews, that game's screwed.
But the
like
thing about,
it's never going to be.
But the thing about
it's never going
that-
to be discovered again.
But the thing about that is Steam is allowing developers to ban them. Steam is, if you could write a negative review about a game, and the developer who is on top of that forum has every right to ban you, and Steam would not do nothing about it.
No,
And-
I mean
and
that's an issue too. That's
and-
Valve's issue too,
Right.
because like
And
you shouldn't
that's-
be able to block negative reviews on your game.
And
Like
that's part of the thing with Steam that some people, like a lot of videos, like touch on, and I think Jim Sterling might have touched on this
if it's about Steam and its problems, he's hit on it repeatedly.
Digital, what's his name? Homicide. Like they were banning people, and after like putting up a sale or something, or in negative, like Steam was allowing this stuff. Like you can't ban people for having a negative view of your janky product. If your product is not good, why is it allowed to be on Steam? Because they pay whatever fee, and then you ban on them for the criticism.
Yep.
You mean Steam is allowing developers to force players to be positive so they don't get banned from a forum.
Yeah.
After it's a product that you paid for.
Yeah, it's dumb. I don't know. That's my thing. I don't PC games, so like this is a question for like A or Lee from Nerd Overdrive. Like this is a question for them because they're the big PC gamers in this little realm that we all operate in. Like
I would dare ask though, if this shit keeps up, how much longer before forces in on itself because the users get tired of this bullshit and
3
leave.
years.
Well,
Literally
the
3
thing-
years.
I think Gabe Newell by then will just be like, well, I think my company's about done. I'm going to retire right before it happens. He won't care because he's going to be a billionaire.
Right.
Because he already is. So like, I think it's going to get to the point where like the people that quote care about Valve or care what happens to the company. Like that's how it's going to happen.
What's going to happen is the indie people are going to have to put their stuff on console and delay PC maybe 2 months down the line.
Well, that's when like Origin and GOG and what's the other really big one right now are going to have to pick up the pieces and say, look, we're going to try to curate better. Here's what we're offering for you instead of Steam.
But see, if I could play that on Xbox One with EA assets, why do I need to play it on PC? Because
there's
that whole realm of PC players that think console gaming's dumb.
But if I could get it first with some PC players, I'm like, you're forced to upgrade your graphics card and all that stuff. So you're paying $250 to pay maybe a $60 game.
I mean, that's what people like to do, though. That's what people like to do, and that's not us, and that's something I can't really speak to because I had Lee build me this PC to do all that stuff, and guess what? All I do on here is record podcasts and maybe stream a little bit and play Roller Coaster Tycoon, and I'm just fine. But like, there's people out there that just have to have the best machine all the time to play the best games all the time, and if they can't do that, donating blood or selling drugs I don't know. I don't know what people do to build PCs.
I mean, but the thing with PC is just like a lot of stuff gotta be patched, and because a lot of that stuff is on the AAA games that's been broken. Like I can't play a Bethesda game on PC.
I can't play a Bethesda game at all.
Well, true. But at least it runs fine on console. Like on PC, there's no way that a game like from a Bethesda should be that broken. The way that Arkham Knight came out, that was broken. Like they had to take that down and like redo almost half of the whole game. Like if I gotta deal with, I don't even want to do it. And like Steam is allowing this. Like they're not even doing quality check. No, screw that.
Yeah.
So, other topic I wanted to hit on before we get into our final brand new segment, thanks to Corey. I know you two talked about it elsewhere, but Nintendo is locking
Hey, what?
You froze.
Say what?
Larry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, so Nintendo has just announced this past week that they're locking one of the Amiibos for Samus Returns.
Oh, boo-boo.
Yeah, the fusion mode, which is the hard mode in Samus Returns, is going to be locked behind the squishy Metroid Amiibo figure. And I'm kind of curious how y'all feel on that, considering that Amiibos have been traditionally a struggle to openly get your hands on. Do you feel like this is
I mean, if I remember correctly, wasn't Samus Returns or the Return of Samus a hard enough game anyway?
Yeah.
I mean, despite the fact that everything was puke green and pea green and like you couldn't see anything anyway. Like, wasn't that game hard enough as it was?
And plus, people are already going to buy the squishy Metroid. So, like,
but will there be enough to go around for those that want it, though?
Here's the thing.
That's always been a problem.
The people buy the Amiibo, and the people that there's probably like 90% of the people that buy this game probably won't even look it up to know that mode exists, right?
Yeah.
The 10%, the 10% that are buying this game that know that mode exists, probably 50%. Like the people that know about this mode and the loud majority of the internet will complain, but guess what? In the end, nobody cares, and the people that want that mode will buy the Amiibo no matter what happens because the people that want that mode are the hardcore Metroid fans, and they're going to want everything Metroid they can get their hands on, and so they're going to buy the Amiibo anyway. Just shut up.
Right. And plus,
there it is, Corey laying the smackdown in HD.
And plus, if you already beat the original game, are you going to really keep it to do the hard mode, or are you going to trade it in?
I'm totally jonesing for hard mode. Plus, I get to play with the fusion suit, which is fucking cool as shit.
Is that part of it?
Yes.
Man.
Hard mode playing with fusion suit.
I mean, I already pre-ordered the Amiibo, but now I want to play with the fusion suit, but I don't want it to be super hard because Metroid's hard for me already.
Right, and plus there's going to be some people who want to just buy the Amiibo anyway and not even buy the game, so.
I don't know. But I'm not video games. So.
You do good.
I'm excited for Metroid, though. It's going to be fun.
Right.
I should get a 3DS capture kit for that so we can do a Let's Pod and play on that. And Larry can be in it.
Cool. You should send me the capture kit so that we can all, like, fucking stream me playing it, and then, we'll commentate along.
Get a job, you bum. Let me rephrase that. Get a second job, you bum.
Fuck you.
Or if we're talking to Matt, get a fifth job, you bum.
Look at Eddie over there pretending to be Sony talking about the PS3 coming out at $600.
It did come out $600.
Yeah, I know, and that was part of their shtick too. Oh, I'm sorry, it's too expensive. Get a second job.
To play Ridge
wow.
Racer.
Last act, Sony.
Oh, man.
Nothing will ever beat, though, at least for my money.
Is it Sony just yours? Oh, sorry. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was going to say, Sony had two of the greatest PR debacles ever, and one of them hardly ever even got talked about. But the first was the ad they put out for the white PSPs on billboards. And it was a picture of a white woman holding like the face of a black woman, making her look up at her like she is fucking superior.
Oh,
like all that image was missing. At the bottom was a caption that said "white is right."
I heard about that.
Oh God, those were great. But the other one that just makes you go, does anybody even actually work in Sony's PR department, or do they even check with them to go, yeah, this would be okay, go with that? Was they ran an ad for I think it was like the 10th or the 15th anniversary of the original Sony PlayStation, and this ad literally only ran in Rome. And it was a guy wearing a crown of thorns, and the thorns were twisted into the shapes, the X, the circle, the square, and the triangle from PlayStation. And it said, celebrating 15 years of gaming past. You put that shit out in the Vatican. Who fucking runs your PR department? Because I'm pretty sure the job requirements just reads breathing.
Shoot, I remember. When EGM they interviewed one of the guys who left, and he was talking about you can't find a PS3 in stores, and all the guys at EGM started showing him pictures of at Best Buy a whole stack of PS3s. It was the cover where there was a tomato thrown on the PS3. I was just like, Jack Trinnan was his name. I was just like, I think, well, it's kind of almost like the Sega Saturn when they just announced it and it was like $600 and people was just like, are you serious? Like, we could go. Did they just announce the system? Like, Sega dropped it and like Electronic Boutiques had it or something. I'm like, wait, what? That was $600. Yep. But shoot, nothing still would beat the Neo Geo at $600 and then $200 a cartridge.
Yum. So I want to get into this last segment, and I think I've decided how I want to do it because Corey has inspired me. And Corey, I've made tonight's selection just for you.
Oh boy.
Because I feel a bond, a love, a connection between us here.
No, you don't.
And
you don't love me.
You don't know. You don't know.
You won't spank me. Oh, sorry.
So
Eddie's
doing
harder.
We're doing back of the box trivia. I'm going to give you guys the text from the back of a box from my collection here, and we'll give you guys, I don't know, we'll call it what, 10 minutes to try and figure out what it is rationally.
10 minutes.
All right, fine. We'll cut it to 5. I was being generous, assuming. But in any case, all right. So yeah, we'll cut it to 5 minutes. But yeah, so I'll give you the text from the back of the box of tonight's selected game.
Metroid Fusion. I win. Metroid Other M.
Any instances of the title will be removed from said text reading. So tonight we have aim, shoot, duck, reload. Shoot your way to the top of the leaderboards for worldwide bragging rights as the light gun arcade hit comes to the Wii. With your finger on the trigger, test your skills in an all-new training mode and co-op play for up to 4 sharpshooters. Go in alone or recruit players for your special ops squad and take out terrorists from the dense jungle to Air Force One. We have full arcade game with Wii extras for 1 to 4 players. Use Nintendo Wii Zapper for enhanced realism. Unlock numerous weapons and costumes to increase the challenge and the fun, and make a name for yourself with a worldwide ranking system.
Sounds terrible.
What game is on tap tonight, boys and girls?
Let's see, what light gun games were there? It's probably not Resident Evil, right? Because that was only 2 players.
Right, it's not House of the Dead Overkill. Not that.
Time Crisis,
Time
maybe?
Crisis
Would
never came to Wii.
Okay.
Yeah, that was Sony exclusive. It's nothing like Duck Dynasty. It's nothing like that. Is it that? No, it's not that NRH game that came out to Wii.
Is it?
It's not that. I can't believe they even made a video game and then blame video games for shooting, and they came out with one. Stupid.
Quit looking up answers, you fuckers. I heard.
I'm not
typing.
looking. I'm getting show.
Right.
Block, sir.
And I just turned my computer on, so.
Shoot.
It's not Zelda.
I don't know.
This has to be something from Sega.
Jurassic Park, the arcade game.
No.
Remember that garbage game?
There was like Jungle Beat, something like that. That was an arcade game, but that didn't come to Wii. I know it's a Sega game, and it's not Choplifter, but because I think it's a jungle on the front with a yellow reticle on it.
I don't even know. Is there like, I don't know, I don't know what games. I don't even know.
Left on the clock to come to a consensus for a guess.
It's probably like some awful game nobody's ever heard of.
Because there wasn't too many like gun games, and House of the Dead did 1 and 2 in Overkill.
This is probably like some kind of like weird, like military game that sold maybe like 40,000 copies.
Area
maybe.
51? No.
I don't know. Was there like, I don't know. I feel like maybe there's like this like
$10 like low budget game.
Yeah, like terrible Area 51 ripoff game, like
Jungle, shoot.
Or like, yeah, like one of those games, like shoot the terrorists or something. Like,
what was that game for PS2 where you beat up Bin Laden?
We got 2 minutes.
I don't even remember. I didn't play very many shooters on PS2. I was in the Final Fantasy Kingdom Hearts side of PS2, not the SOCOM, whatever other shooter garbage things were out for PS2 back then.
SOCOM was good. It's been a while though since I played the SOCOM.
I'm not saying SOCOM wasn't garbage. I'm just saying like shooters. If you go back to the PS2 now, shooters were garbage until like Halo came out. Like.
I know
people started just blatantly ripping it up.
I know Nerf did a game too for Wii U. I mean for Wii.
I don't think it's a Nerf game. That sounded way too serious to be a Nerf gun game.
Yeah, but
was there like one of those stupid pro paintball games?
Well, I give up.
60-second warning. Come on.
I don't know. Terrorist Hunt. That was one, right?
Yeah.
That was the game.
Throw a bomb to win. I don't know.
I don't know. Ghost Team. There was like this weird game that came out that was like trying to be Ghost Recon, but it was a light gun game.
Oh, from Ubisoft?
No, it wasn't from Ubisoft, but it was just like a military game that tried to rip off the Ghost Recon cover.
Oh, because there was a Tom Clancy
30
one.
seconds to come to a consensus.
Ghost, not Ghost Hunter. It was like Ghost something.
Team Ghost. Goes coast to coast. R.I.P.
Shoot
Didn't that voice actor?
Nice.
Don't shoot the black person. I don't know. Into the Jungle, look like an Ice Cube.
Throw me a consensus on your guess here.
I have no guess. I have no idea.
Eddie,
Rednecks
speak for the team.
Rednecks do stupid stuff. I don't know. Sleep with your sister for 100 points. I give up.
Targeting terrorists.
You two were actually really fucking close.
What?
Not gonna lie. Motherfucking Ghost Squad.
Oh, I remember that cover because they put it right next to Ghost Recon, that crappy Ghost Recon game that came out for Wii.
Isn't that one by Sega?
It is.
Oh, man.
It is a Sega-like. And I'm not going to lie, by the way, I actually spent a lot of fucking time playing that because as light gun games go, that was pretty fucking cool.
See, I thought it was like a
the home console version on the Wii was really cool because you could actually like level up your fucking weapons and unlock new shit and all kinds of branching pathways so you could play it different every time. It was pretty fucking neat.
I thought it
for
had
a little
like
$20 game.
I thought it had a reticle on it. That might have been a different one.
Let's see. Light gun games for Wii.
You guys got real close on that.
I know there was a Tom Clancy one. Cause
the reticle game you're thinking of is Target Terror, and it has a reticle with cover and a reticle and a guy in a mask.
Okay. What is the one that EA did? It was like a survival horror game on PS3. Dead Space. Dead Space was another one.
Extraction.
That
Dead
one
Space
was
Extraction.
good. I have that one. That
Yeah.
one is really good.
That
I
one's
need
on
to
Wii
put that
also.
back in my collection. Yeah, that's where it started. Was on Wii.
It started on the Wii. It then came out the PS3
Got ported over. Yeah.
when they introduced the move. So.
Well, I think that's fun. I am totally down for that shit every week now. This entertains me. Good job, Corey.
I know. That's the one thing I bring to the table is an idea.
I dig it. So, guys, we've been hard at it for a hot minute here. So I'm going to say we've come to everybody's least favorite part of the show, except for those of us that are on it. Pimp yo shit. Corey, go.
Okay, you can find me on Instagram at CoreyNHD. People have been asking me how to spell that. It's CoreyInHD, all one word. You can find me on Twitter at Corey Hudson in HD, although that might also change to Corey in HD because I messaged a guy that has Corey in HD on Twitter, and he might give it to me because he's tweeted like 3 times since 2007. You can find me on NGR Radio, Pal Block, Arsenal X. Sometimes Nerds Gone Platinum, sometimes other shows, sometimes not on other shows. Somewhere. I'm around. So, yeah, that's where you can find me.
Right on. You can find me on Twitter. I now have an individual Twitter that I've done not a whole lot of anything with, but eventually I probably will. You can find me on Twitter at chin_foliage. You can always check out World 1-1 on Twitter as well at World1_1 podcast. You can find us on Twitch at World 1-1 podcast, all spelled out. Check out the Facebook page. You can also join the conversation and jump into the forums for NGR Radio, which is where we keep everything now. Check out all the fun shit going on there, as well as all the other cool shit going on with across the platform. You've got the original, the one, the only NGR Nerds Gone Rogue podcast, Pal Block, Nerds Gone Platinum. Let's see what else here. Yep, that Arsenal X beer review. All kinds of good shit and more stuff coming as well. You'll find us doing a little bit more coming up on NGR over the coming weeks and months as well as we begin to grow a little bit more. You can always find us at our home on shoutengine.com. Also, hit us up on iTunes and Google Play. We do appreciate when you leave the reviews and the ratings on there. It makes us a little bit more visible. You can also check us out on YouTube. As of just a couple weeks ago, thanks to the man in the hat over there, Corey in HD. You can check us out. Look up World 1-1 podcast. You'll find us on the Nerds Gone Rogue NGR channel on YouTube. Updated weekly with fresh heaping piles of our nonsense. Other than that,
email.
Nobody emails us.
Still.
And if they do, I have no idea because you have the email, and I don't know if it's been checked in months.
Well, I'll check it still. Still throw out the email.
We get emails.
What the fuck is our email?
Most of them just say that I'm boring.
There it is. All right. And Eddie, pimp your shit.
You guys can find me on Twitter at That Retro Code. You can hear my podcast, Optional Opinion, at SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, Real Player FM, and also on the Anomalous Radio Network.podbean.com. This week, I talk about martial arts with my special guest from Geeks and Gamers, Mr. Chris Kiku Kubiak. We talk about Wire Fu, some of our favorite movies, fight scenes, and even some off-topic things. So do check that out. You can also read my writers on NGR Radio, some of my blogs and reviews. You can check me out on Arsenal X, Let's Pod and Play, and on Nintendo Power Block and other podcasts. You can also read my writers of Optional Opinion on IGN.com under Anime, ENIME, and also read my series The Moment at SkirmishFrogs.com. And also check out my Let's Learn series on Twitch TV at The Lyrical One. And if you guys want to friend me on Xbox One, it's The Lyrical One. And on PlayStation, you can do Okamiko, OKA, OKAMICAL. So do check that out. In the coming month, in September, The Beauty of Video Games will be out, and I will have a lot of special guests and a lot of good topics that you guys could dive in and listen to. So with that, everybody, have a great week. Have a great weekend whenever you listen to this podcast, and we will see you later. Bye.
Peace.
Bye.